I'm Dan Galushin. Welcome to another edition of Shoot and Plank. Today is going to be part 1 of the Henry U.S. Survival Kit. That's right, we're going to be talking about a Henry product, and you probably already know by me saying survival what we're going to be coming up with. But we're going to start out with the kit itself. Here it is. It's the survival bag, the Henry survival bag. You can put all sorts of stuff in it. I got the bag separately. You can also get one that's all equipped. But I had some different things in here, inside of here, and we won't go through everything that's in here. There's one of the things, this right here, is a solar recharger, and there's also a light in here that will work for that. There's fire starters of different types, as far as like a solar fire starter, and I'll set this down so I can zip it better, so I can show you over here, because over on the other side, what I've got in here is a lot of extra ammunition. That's right, and you can hold a lot in here, you can see right there. All right, there's not only a box, there's 400 rounds of Browning ammo right there, and there's also some extra magazines that are on the bottom there that we can pull out, and I've got those, and they're all ready to go. And then of course I'm talking about magazines, because so you know what's going to be in the main compartment. That's right, a gun. And we're going to zip this up, and I'm going to get that one out. Get a hold of the zipper. And here it is. That's the gun. Yeah, okay, I know. Those of you that already know what this is. And this, by the way, is what they call the timber camo. And it's also available in a black and another camo that is the same. It's the tan type. Like I said, it's a U.S. survival rifle. It's got it right on here. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm sure you can. And where's the rifle? Well, for those of you that already know, it's inside of here. It's right in the buttstock. This is also waterproof. It will float for a while. I mean, eventually it's going to leak. And I'll take everything out of here and show you what to do with it. You got extra magazines right in here. You got a spot for 2 extra magazines, and they're already loaded, by the way. We're not going to do any shooting today. Just going to go through what's in here, what's assembled, and the basics of the gun. This barrel is a little over 16 inches long. It's about 16.5 inches, I guess it is. That's what one says, and I really haven't measured it to make sure, but that's what it's supposed to be. And and here's the receiver, by the way, which also has a magazine in it, and that's ready to go. And I'll show you that in just a bit after we get it all together as to what we do. Now, of course, this is empty, and you're going to have to put, either you want to put your magazines back in or you want to use them, whatever. It's a good storage area to put them. In fact, that's what we'll do. Go ahead and we'll store our magazines right in here. If you put them in right. They do have to go in the right way, I'll tell you that. There. They go right there. Now you got those stored and ready to go. Make sure we get it on the right way. And like I said, it is waterproof, so this will fit fairly snug. And when you first get it, it definitely will. The overall weight of this thing, once together, is about 3.5 pounds, so not a big deal. It's a carbine, naturally, with a 16-inch barrel, and you can do it in a couple of ways. One, you could take this and put it on first, if you want. Doesn't make any difference which way you do it. And that goes into here, just like that. Now, down here, there's this screw. Okay. Screw that down tight. And the next thing you're going to do is going to match up your barrel. And I'm going to show you that after we get this thing screwed down. It takes a little bit to put it together. I mean, this is not a zip, zip, zip thing and you're done. There is a safety right over here. I want to show you that right now, because make sure your safety's on while you're doing this. Especially if you have this loaded. You shouldn't really have one in the chamber already, not carrying it like that. But in fact, we will remove that magazine. Should have done that at first, but now you will notice this notch right up here, right there. Okay, this barrel, and I'll find it, there it is. It has a location pin right here. You see that pin right there. Okay, that pin will go into that notch, just like that. Put it in there. Now, you don't want to cross thread this, so make sure that when you get that down there, it's going nice and easy. That starts getting a lot of resistance. Don't keep turning that thing. And this is going nice and easy. But if you got that location pin in the right spot and that threaded part comes down on it, now make sure it's good and snug, which it is right now. Okay, now the rifle's ready, except for the magazine. We're not going to bother putting that in right now because that is a loaded magazine, and I will show you. And here, I'll show you this feature right here. There's your bar. You put that in. Has to be like that for one thing, is just to put it back into this buttstock. Now, you take this, you put your magazine in here, you put a round in, it's just ready to go. Safety. Right here, like I said, your safety's right here. You also have a rail on top. So if you want to put a red dot or scope or something like that, you've got that. But with that, you're not going to get it back into here. So that would have to be a thing of where you'd have well, even a quick release wouldn't do it. Unless you had a complete quick release where you'd take off the mounts and the whole thing and put that separate in that bag and then put it back on. It'd be another part. That's entirely up to you. But the sight itself, and we're going to be finding out just how accurate it is in part 2. This is a peep sight, as you can see. Now, of course, all of you that have watched Shoot and Plank know my fondness for Skinner peep sights. Well, this isn't a Skinner peep sight. The thing that I think is funny on this, I've already had somebody say, I bet you're going to paint it. I don't know. Find out. Is this orange front sight. It's all camo, or it's all black. You're supposed to be where you're not seeing all that well with this, but you got an orange sight on front. It's kind of odd to me, but when you put it up like this, you can see that orange sight really well. It's high vis, there's no doubt about that. I'm anxious to shoot this to see. Everybody said that it's a ball. Well, we'll be finding out, but like I said, that'll be in part 2. But I wanted to show you what it's like before we do shoot, and that's how I'm doing them now, is so that it's kind of an introduction to it, and you got the basics on it. The fact that, you know, it's about 3.5 pounds, and it's got a 16-inch barrel, a little over 16-inch barrel. Overall, it's 35 inches long, by the way. So it's definitely a carbine. And to hold it, now, I'm going to cover that first. To hold it, actually, you have your magazine right here. You can hold it just like this. And by doing that, it really steadies it, and you're going to keep your hand out of the way of the slide. The slide, of course, I showed you that before. The slide's right there. You can see that. And, of course, it's not going to lock open without a magazine in it. But, an empty magazine, that should be. But that's the basics of it. That's what you do, and then when we start shooting, you get to see what it's like then. So until next time, shoot safe, and have a great day of planking.